Hi, thanks for tuning in and hearing from me, Steve Hayes, as I update you on a few things related to wireless power transfer, or WPT. So, for those that have listened to webinars that we've done previously on the subject of WPT, this is sort of a follow-on from that really, because the whole thing about WPT is really quite a fast-moving regulatory landscape in terms of what manufacturers need to do, in terms of what regulations that they need to test against, which then will dictate what tests you need to perform to demonstrate compliance to those different regulations. So for those WPT manufacturers who fall under the scope of non-radio equipment, so traditional ISM or dumb type ISM signals, there's an update or a new standard actually that's been published. It's been published by the IEC. It's called PAS 38 and it's intended for WPT systems that are used at a distance. So rather than very close coupling between the charger and the load, this is more intended for where there is an air gap, if you like, between the transmitter and the receiver or the load. So PAS 38 is really intended for people who get involved in the testing to explain how you go about testing such WPT systems where the two things, the transmitter and the receiver or the load, are decoupled from each other, because it makes for interesting testing requirements. So go and look at that standard if it's relevant to you. You can download it, of course you have to buy it, from the IEC or whoever your traditional standards reseller may be. Well, I'm talking about WPT, and on the other side now, so for those types of devices which are regulated under different radio regulations, in Europe, not the EU, but the wider geographic area of Europe, we have a ECC report, report 2501, which is to do with what the fundamental emission profile from a WPT device can be, i.e. how much is it allowed to emit and some of the bandwidth characteristics, as well as defining what the spurious emissions from those sorts of products are as well. The report is published, it's available on the ECC website and you can download it free of charge, and that information will be used by the various different standardization bodies, whether it be Senelec or ETSI in Europe, for example, because the limits which are contained in that ECC report will dictate what the limits are that need to be referenced in or by those different standards organisations. If that's something that's relevant to you, feel free to get in contact with us and we'll give you some more information on the emerging world of WPT.